Hey, what's up? So I've had some interesting back and forth with integral math and myself in the comment sections, and I'll leave links to those comment sections in the description box. Now, I'm not going to go on, this is just going to be a quick video. I'm not going to go into everything that I really want to go into. So you'll just have to be familiar with most of what we're talking about here in regards to copyright and such. Now, just to be clear, integral math is not a intellectual property rights lawyer, nor a contract rights lawyer, and neither am I. And I'm not trying to prove my intelligence or comprehension above his, but he can get nasty in the comment sections just as much as I can. So that's okay, though. That's the nature of the that's the nature of it sometimes. So be it. Now, mainly what I just want to address here real quick, and I'll leave all these links in the description box too, because one day when I do have more time to have a more thorough discussion on all this, then I'll have all this here. Mainly what we want to address here is the relationship between the contract, that is the YouTube terms of service, that you digitally sign when you sign up for YouTube, and the relationship between that, you as a user, and someone else as an uploader, and then also YouTube, and the relationship between all those, right? And the section that we're mostly concerned with here under the YouTube terms of service is 6C, right? That reads in part that you uploading the video, the person uploading the video, also hereby grant each user of this service of YouTube here a non-exclusive license, right, to access your content through the service and to use, reproduce, distribute, display, and perform such content as permitted through the functionality of the service and under the terms of service itself. So what we want to know then is, how does this play out in the real world? That's what I'm interested in. That's what I want to know. And we could talk about theory and how we think things ought to be, or this and that, but just as it is now, how does it play out in the real world? So one way to think about this is, think of that if you're a band, okay, and you play at local bars across the country, whatever, and you play cover songs of copyrighted music. One of the links I'll leave you here in the description box had to do with Tom Petty music, a band playing Tom Petty music in a bar. And so you, as the performer, are playing somebody else's copyrighted music, and the bar is hosting you as the band playing that music. Now, according to law, since that music is copyrighted, the copyright owner, well, either has to go through legal roads himself to try to gain some restitution for using their work, or they can sign up for somebody like the ASCAP or BMI, and you can look those up. These are companies that will protect your copyright, that help you do that. And what happens is, bar owners pay a licensing fee to these folks, and then either through their jukebox or through that band playing that music, they are now allowed to play that music at their, depending on how the contract's written up, how many plays, or how big the bar is, how many seatings, things of that nature. So you, as the band, you don't have to worry about anything, okay, because that's up to the person, the bar owner, the one hosting you, okay? Now you think about that relationship in terms of YouTube. YouTube is hosting just as the bar is. So let's say you sing and you want to sing a song and you want to put that on YouTube, and that song happens to be copyrighted. What happens? Well, that's where we're trying to figure out, right? Now, YouTube, there's another article here that was ordered to pay $1.6 million to ASCAP. Well, what happens then? One question we can ask here is then, now as a singer, can I post a video on YouTube singing a copyrighted song since the host, YouTube, is paying ASCAP? I also hear that they have made a contract together, but I haven't found that. If I can find that contract, then I'll link it here. But another one of the questions that I was actually putting forth to Integral Math was, well, how about we have to ask this question? When you are applying, right, Section 6C, and the music of an artist that is protected under ASCAP is on YouTube, right? Their music is on YouTube. If I, as a bar owner now, hook up YouTube to my sound system as opposed to a jukebox, right? And I play that music, do I have to also pay as a bar owner to ASCAP? They've already gotten money from YouTube. Can they be double paid for that now? Under the same music play? Because that's sometimes how it goes. It goes by plays, how many times it's played. While I'm playing it, what's the difference if I play it in my home or at my bar that I own, right? I mean, I am following this terms of service here. I'm displaying it and performing the content that is permitted through the functionality of the service of YouTube. Now, there was also some question as to why now they have the Creative Commons licensing. He says, well, it's just a redundant thing, that it's meaningless. I find that to be a bit strange, because from what I understand from the creative copyright thing, Creative Commons licensing, is that the users, they have when you're a partner, they have an option to gain money off of that or shut it down, things they can do beforehand. But also, if they have a Creative Commons license, right, well, then what's the standard license? What's the point of making a distinction there? If it is essentially, as we're looking at 6C here anyways, if this is essentially just like a Creative Commons license, then what's the point of making anything a Creative Commons license, since it's all considered a Creative Commons license anyways? It would seem to me the only reason why they would do that is because all the other licensing is not a Creative Commons licensing. But who knows? I could be wrong on that. Another question, though, is that, look, I mean, it doesn't matter who makes what content, right? We all still fall under copyright law. We all still have the same protections. It doesn't matter if you're a big company like ASCAP or you're just a single user. You still have all the same rights as them. And they don't get special rights just because they have the money. Well, that could be argued too, of course, in the way it legally gets played out, though. But no, this law protects you just as much as it protects anybody else. So since that's the case, how does that also play out? in regards to this section 6C. Well, I mean, there's a lot more important questions and stuff I want to ask, but I gotta hurry this one up, unfortunately, because I really want to get into more of the understanding of all this so people know what the fuck is going on. Alright, so I'll just let that one go for now, and we'll talk more about this later. Alright, so peace out, my brothers, sisters, and everyone in between. Make sure you check out the links.